If you haven't gotten enough golf on the PC Engine lately, don't worry. All of the games released for the system in May of 1989 were golf games. Okay, there's only 2 of them, but golf is really becoming the PC Engine sport. Power Golf is Hudson's entry into the golf genre, and it's a very safe golf game with only a few small twists. Though one of those twists did manage to trip me up while I was recording. Power Golf only has one course of 18 holes, and it offers the usual 3 modes of play. Stroke play, where you do 1 round of the course and try to get the lowest score. Match play, where every hole is its own competition, and you try to have the lowest score on the most holes. And competition, where you take on a field of golfers and play the course multiple times. When you select what mode and how many players are in the game, you then have to choose a character. Power Golf has 3 characters, and you'll name them yourself after you select one. You have the young guy, the woman, and the old man. And these characters aren't just sprites that appear on screen. Which one you select has a significant impact in how the game plays. The old man, who was my selection, is all power and no control. The woman is all control and no power. And the young guy is in between them. One more important thing about the character selection is that you can choose if that character will be computer controlled or human controlled. Power Golf supports a maximum of 3 players, and it's possible for everyone to pick the same character if they want. On every hole you get a flyover, and then you tee off. When you take a shot, you hit left and right to aim, and up and down for your club selection. You have a great deal of fine control on your aim, so you can be pretty precise with where you're aiming. You're always told how far it is to the pin, which means that unlike most golf games at the time, you didn't have to guess which club you needed. The wind shifts dramatically with every stroke. Every time it picks a new direction and strength. It's not like certain holes have a prevailing wind direction. When you're ready to take a swing, hit button 1 to bring up the picture of your golfer. Hit button 1 to start the backswing. Hit it again when the meter reaches the power you want. And hit it one more time when it's in the red zone to precisely hit the ball. Here's where the character selection matters a lot. The more power you have, the faster that meter moves. And the less control that you have, the more the ball curves when you're off of the red zone. On top of that, the speed changes with your club selection. So a 1-wood goes very fast, while a pitching wedge goes a bit slower. The old golf pro swings so fast with his driver that there is a 2-frame window for you to hit the ball straight. And if you miss that, odds are the ball is going out of bounds. The swing also only takes about half a second for him, so the timing is incredibly tight. It's also extremely difficult for him to tip the ball. I tapped the button as fast as I could, and I still shot 50 yards with the pitching wedge. It makes him the toughest character to use when you're learning how to play the game. Just getting the ball to go straight is hard enough. Power Golf has a maximum number of strokes per hole, and if you exceed that, then it just kicks you off to the next hole. And I wound up running into that quite a bit when I was playing, just from shooting out of bounds. Just being 2 bars off of the red when you're the old pro pretty much guaranteed that would happen. When you make it to the green, you'll see that the slope is represented by a whole mess of arrows, and as you putt, you only hit the button once. You're just selecting your power. The course in Power Golf is fine. It feels like a mid-level municipal golf course. Well, except for a couple of holes that have some really big hazards, but even those aren't out of line with real-world golfing. Hudson wound up creating a sequel to Power Golf, just called Power Golf 2. It's a very late release, so we won't be seeing it for a long time. As for how Power Golf was received in Japan, that's actually a toughie, because I found exactly one person who had anything to say about it. And their opinion is pretty much identical to mine, so I'll save that for a moment. Sports games just don't hold people's attention, and Power Golf is pretty much forgotten. My feelings here are that Power Golf is a competent, but not really outstanding golf game. Of course, at this point, that makes it the best golf game on the PC Engine, since the previous 2 that we saw were terrible. If it was 1989 and you needed a golf game for your console, Power Golf would have fulfilled your needs nicely. But even by the standards of 1989 golf games, it's a bit primitive, and even if you were doing a retrospective history of golf games, there'd be no reason to include it.